Hi everyone, I'm Olivia Todd with the Fort Worth Public Library, and welcome to Just a Dab. Today, we'll be painting a house on a hill. This elementary art video tutorial goes with our Just a Dab art kits, but you can still participate at home if you have a few simple things. The tools we're using for this painting are a sponge, cotton swabs, a cotton ball, and a small flat paintbrush. The paint we are using is washable tempera paint. To allow us to get the most out of our paint, I recommend using a flat paint palette or plastic plate. Only put out a few drops at a time, that way you use only what is needed. That will help make a small amount of paint last us through 8 paintings. This painting is going to be a little different than how we've done our others before. We're going to experiment with some color blocking and line work. We're also going to do things in a new order. We're going to use all of our colors for this painting today, so make sure your red, yellow, blue, green, white, and black paint are all ready to go. We're still going to start with our sponge, so go ahead and get your sponge wet and then gently squeeze out the extra water. This house is next to a hill, so let's start painting the lower hill where our house sits, and then the taller one in the back with some green paint. I'm going to give the ground some texture here with some swirling motions. Next, we're going to get out some cotton swabs. I'm using 4 of them. I'm going to have 3 in a bundle and 1 separate. This is the color blocking part. I want to start putting in the basic shapes for my house. We're going to pick up some red paint for the outline of the house, and then use the cotton swab to make some dots close together to give us the lines of a square to give us a contained space to work. When I've done the body of the house, I'm going to add in the roof. I'm going to use some longer strokes to give the impression of roof tiles or thatch because I like how it looks. Now don't worry if your lines are a little messy. We're going to clean up the edges with line work later. Once the roof is done, I'm going to add in my second color because I want my house to fade from red to yellow at the top of the walls. Now you can pick any 2 colors, but I recommend that they be primaries like red, yellow, or blue, or a secondary color and a related primary like purple and blue, or yellow and green. Choosing your colors carefully will help the colors stay bright and clear. Don't be afraid to use some thicker drops of paint, but try to keep it even as you go. This up and down dabbing motion will also give our house some texture and make it feel more impressionist in style. Okay, we've color blocked it now. It's time to let it dry. While you wait, I recommend reading the picture book Vincent Paints His House by Ted Arnold. It should take about 5 minutes to dry, but if it isn't ready after 5 minutes, set a timer for a few more minutes and come back to it. Now we're going to get into some of that line work like I mentioned earlier. We're going to use the skinny side of the paintbrush and some black paint to put in some extra definition. I'm going to outline everything in my painting. Feel free to add details like windows, doors, or anything you want. Take your time. I also think I want a chimney, so I'm going to add that in here. I'm also going to use this black paint with a little drop of white and the other side of my cotton swab bundle to add in some stepping stones that lead up to the house. I'm using the white in the middle to highlight the center and black towards the outer edges to help give it definition. I'm also going to outline them in black later. Let's get a close-up of the stepping stones down at the bottom of the page. I'm turning my cotton swabs as I go to keep the highlights in the center to give the stepping stones some different color values and some shading. Next, I'm going to paint the sky. We'll use blue and white for this. I'm going to put blue and white paint next to each other on the palette, and I'm going to put it on the paper with a cotton ball. I'm going to dab and swish it around until it looks how I want it to look. I want some texture and some movement in the sky. I'm also going to leave a little border of white around my house on the hill so it makes it stand out a little better. I want some smoke coming out of my chimney, so I'll use my brush for the basic line and then my cotton swabs for texture. I'm going to add in just a few more black outlines that I missed before. Just a little bit more smoke texture. Okay, now we're all done. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to wash out your brush, palette, and sponge and let them dry so they're ready for next time.